narrow down. Oh, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kanisha if you already don't know, and today's video we are going to be filming the best and worst books I read this year. Yeah, I've read 60 books this year and I've narrowed down just a couple books that I think are like my absolutely top favorite and the worst books I've read this year. So we're just gonna get started. So we're gonna start with the best books I read this year, or my top 8 books of this year, and we're just gonna get into it. So the first book is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I love Ali Hazelwood books. I think they are one of my favorite books, like romance books ever. Like every time she releases a new book I just get so excited because her writing is so easy to get into. The characters are like likable. Have Jack and Elsie, and basically Jack is like Elsie's fake boyfriend's brother. They also work in the same like workplace that she figures out later, and she's like, oh my god, he's gonna know everything about me because I've been fake dating his brother. So yeah, it's really interesting. I love it. I love the characters. This was a 5-star read for me, so I'm so excited to read more of Ali Hazelwood books next year. Next we have is The Way I Am Now. The Way I Am Now. The Way I Am Now by Amber Smith. This book is literally so sad. I read this in the beginning of the year and then I just fell into a slump because this book was so sad. We follow Eden and she goes through this very traumatizing thing that is basically in the first couple pages, and you kind of follow her life through her high school years and just seeing like the ups and downs that she's gone through. Read the trigger warnings for this book because it does deal with some topics that, you know, you might be triggered by, so definitely check this out. But I love this book. This was a 4 stars. So the next book we have is The Deal by L. Kennedy. This is the first book in the Off-Campus series, and this is a hockey romance book, and this was a 4.5 stars. This was so freaking good. The characters, I love Hannah and Garrett. I think they are amazing, and I love the rest of the series. Like, I'm gonna be reading the 3rd book soon, so I'm so excited. So basically Hannah is his tutor and they make a deal where like he teaches her how to do, you know, the business, the deal, because she's trying to impress someone else. I love the hockey aspect. I love the characters. Like I'm so excited that I read this one this year, and I can't wait to read The Graham Effect, which is literally Hannah and Graham's like kid, so I'm so excited. Oh my god. So next I read is Normal People by Sally Rooney. This book is of 5 stars. Oh my lord, like this book, it was so good. I love Connell and Marianne. I think this is one of the books that's like more relatable. Yeah, most people do not like Connell, but you have to realize like that this is just normal people. Like that's why it's called Normal People. These are just average people who are going through so many like mental health issues just personally and just trying to fit into the world, and that's literally what Sally is trying to explain. And it also involves like social class too as well, which is I think one of the most important like aspects of this book, which no one really talks about, I feel like. So yeah, I love this. I could just reread this book all the time because I just love the characters. There's so much. They are so relatable. Next we have is The Zodiac Academy. I've read up to book 5, 6, I don't remember which one, but I gave all of them, whatever book I read up to, all 5 stars. Like I love this series so much. This series is literally has a chokehold on me because it's so good. Like the characters, I love the characters. I love like kind of like the little bit of like the fantasy aspect. Like I love Tori and Darcy. Like it's hard to sum up basically what this whole series about because it is an ongoing series that you can't really just read them individually. Like you have to continue the story because the way each book just ends, it just, yeah, and you just get emotionally attached to these characters because so many bad things happen and you're like, why can't I not get any peace? No peace. No peace is found. Next we read is The Secret History. Oh, I love The Secret History. This is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I absolutely love this book. This was the first book I read this year. and I just fell in love with it, and I think this might be my top book of 2023. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll see. If you watched the movie Saltburn, which just came out with Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name, but it gives such similar vibes to The Secret History, like kind of like that chaos, dark, utterly insane plot twist that you just would not expect. And yeah, like the characters are absolutely insane. It's dark academia, so you know these characters are not going to be technically relatable. Like people are going to think they're insane. But for me, I was like, I just love these characters. Like I love all of them. I love Henry, I love Richard, I love Francis, I love Camilla. I don't really like Charles or Bunny, but you know, they're there. But overall, yeah, this book, I just want to read more books like this. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know down below. Next we read is Heartless by LZ Silver. This is the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. I was kindly gifted by Raincoast Books here in Vancouver. They were so nice to me to send me the new covers of the Chestnut Spring series, and I'm so thankful to get into this series because of them. Because this is one of my favorite books this year. Like, this is the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. We follow Kate and Willa, and I just absolutely love this series. Oh my god, I love this book. This is like a single dad nanny, and I really don't like single dads tropes. Like, I just don't think they're done well. But LZ Silver did it so well, and I loved it. I can't wait to read the rest of the series. Like, I'm reading Powerless right now, and I'm loving it already. So, yeah. This series is definitely a series to check out. Lastly, we read is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. Yeah, this book literally made me so sad and traumatized. Definitely read trigger warnings for this one because you are just like mentally not prepared for like what's going to be in this book. I did not read trigger warnings, and honestly there's some stuff that triggered me in this book, which obviously is not good. So definitely read them before. We have Vanessa, who is 15, and she has an affair with her like 40-year-old teacher. And you know, you kind of see the past and present between her adult life, like after the incident situation thing, whatever, and then the past where you're seeing like what's actually happening during like the situation. This was a 5 stars read though, for sure. But definitely check trigger warnings. So now we're on to the worst books of the year that I read this year. Most of them are just, I think all of them are basically I read on my Kindle, which kind of, I think, speaks for itself. First book we're gonna start with is, it's a part of a series, and I was kind of excited for it, but it kind of was not good at all. So it is The Highest Bidder, which is part of the Salacious Players Club series by Sarah Kate. It's just gonna be like somewhere on the screen, I don't know where. I gave this 2 stars. Do I remember anything that happens in the book? No, but I just remember the characters. I felt like they weren't compatible. Like, it didn't really make sense for them to be together. And it's an age gap romance too as well. But I feel like he was just so much older for her, and they just were not connected, like just mentally, also like of their age too as well. Like their age gap was just so much bigger that they were just not compatible. And yeah, I just gave it 2 stars. Another book was The Serpents and the Wings of Night, which is by Carissa Broadbent. It's gonna be here on the screen. This is the first book in the series. I don't know how to pronounce it. Like The Crown of I'm not gonna be able to pronounce it. I'm just gonna tell you that now. This was super hyped up on Book Talk. Everyone was comparing it to A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I read A Court of Thorns and Roses like super long ago, but I do like know the overall like story and everything. So yeah, I was really excited, but for some reason I think I'm just not a fantasy girly and it was just so confusing. Like overall, like there was just some parts I was like, what is happening? I love the characters, but I feel like it was just like the plot, and it just reminded me a little bit of like the Hunger Games. I don't know why. I don't know if that was the comparison, but it did remind me of the Hunger Games. I gave it 3 stars. I feel like that's not bad. Like honestly, it could have been lower. It could have been lower. Next worst book I read this year was Also part of the Tenacious Players Club thing by Sarah Kate, which is Madam by, yeah, Sarah Kate, obviously. Yeah, I gave this 2 stars. This was an arc that was sent to me, but unfortunately I just did not like it. I felt like Eden and the other female main character, it was just like random. Like they didn't really belong together. Like Eden made more sense to be with the male character instead, just because they have a previous history of being together. Yeah, 2 stars. I wish I could give it higher, but I physically can't. Next one is Play to Win by Monica Murphy. This is the 3rd book in the series, which is The Players. I don't know if there's another title for the series name, but that's what it's just called on Goodreads. This was the 3rd book, and this was sent to me as an arc, but unfortunately it did not do well. I did not like it. I felt like the characters really just didn't connect to one another. It's kind of just like they were just doing it all the time. Like they were just constantly doing it. I'm like, guys, you need to, like, why are you not focusing on your relationship? And like the main reason why they couldn't be together was resolved so quickly towards the end. It's like, why did you just put all that effort into like not wanting to be together, and then just to like poof, the problem is done? Like, I don't understand. I was being nice, I gave it 3.25 stars, but I probably would have given it just 2 stars because I just didn't like it one bit. The last book that I'm going to talk about is Nanny for the Neighbors by Lily Gold. This is a Why Choose romance. So we have 1 female main character, 3 male main characters, and yeah, it's kind of like, this one gave like New Girl vibes, kind of, but obviously they're all like doing it together. Like maybe just Why Choose is just like not for me. But like I just think it's just so weird sometimes to have like all these characters, and then you have to have like so much like dialogue and like inner dialogue from like all the other characters. Like there's already 1 female main character, and you're telling me I need to read like 3 other POVs of these 3 guys, whom one, like, it's very clear that maybe like this girl probably likes one more than the other ones. Yeah, that one I gave it 2 stars. So yeah, unfortunately that was not it for me. Maybe just Why Choose is just not gonna be my top book tropes at all. So yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, I hope you can subscribe and like the video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.